On today's Toy Spot, we're going to be looking at the Iron Man 2 3-inch movie series line. And today we're going to be looking at Iron Monger. I was very surprised to actually find this guy in the stores. I happened to just be looking along. I found the Mark 1 and Mark 6, and then as I went further along the other figures on the shelf, I happened to stumble across Iron Monger. There was only one of them, so he was a figure I picked up right away. Very impressive, actually. A huge fan of Iron Monger in the first Iron Man movie. Thought he was kind of a neat bad guy. Jebediah Stane, was it? As you can see, though, as well, you probably won't tell this, but if I compare it to standard Iron Man packaging, we have the Mark 6 packaging, he is considerably larger. As you can see, the package bubble is double that of the Iron Man Mark 6. So as you can see, this is going to be a very large figure, I think, once he's out of his package. On the back, as you can see, several other figures in this wave. I don't know if I really like the Iron Mans that have the additional armor on their shoulders. I don't know. I think I'm more inclined just to pick up the Iron Mans that were probably in the movie and nothing else. That's usually how I collect stuff. Movie line figures, I usually get the figures that were only in the movie, and all these other variants and repaints I usually just pass on completely. That's across the board. That's really for G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. That was for the Transformer movies as well. I never usually pick up figures that weren't in the actual movie. But as you can see, several figures. Canadian packaging, so no write-up, no names of the actual suits. You just get pictures and numbers, unfortunately. But that's packaging on the Iron Monger. What we'll do is we'll get this opened up and we will have a better look at the figure. This one actually I'm very excited to get out of package, so I'm just as excited as you guys. So don't go anywhere, guys. Stay tuned. Now, out of his package, let's have a look at the very impressive Iron Monger. He has one glaring problem. And while I'm doing this review, I'll let you guys guess what that problem is until I finally tell you. And it's one problem that unfortunately you can't just kind of overlook. But before we actually get to that, we'll look at the display stand he comes with. Again, a basic display stand with no name on the front. Could have easily said Iron Monger in the front, but they have not done that. He also comes with his schematic, or his blueprint. And it's very interesting that the schematic, I know someone's going to probably tell me, dude, that's not a schematic, but yeah, you know what, for this review, let's just call them schematics. For the schematic, though, he's got blue, he's actually got this purpley blue along with the gray, instead of just being a solid gray. Which is kind of interesting, actually, because it's not, I don't know where they would have got that color scheme from. But as you can see, he's got the three standard cards. I don't know if I would necessarily display them with the card. I might. I guess it's kind of neat. If you're not going to do anything else with the card, at least you can put it on the display stand. Alright, so let's have a look at Iron Monger. This guy is a behemoth. He is incredibly large. And right off the bat, I'll move him in. I'll move him over to the side, and I'll move in the Iron Man Mark 6 figure. As you can see, a very noticeable size difference between the two. The Iron Monger, he is a lot wider. Let's move him over. He is a lot wider and a lot taller as well. So it is clearly a case where you get your money's worth getting the Iron Monger here. And we'll move Mark 6 out of the way. Iron Monger looks exactly like he did in the movie. Detailing is really nice. He's almost a little more detailed than the original Iron Man 1 6-inch, or I guess he was closer to like a 7-inch Iron Monger. I mean, they've really put a lot of detailing in him. I mean, you would hope so. The figure itself is, like $10. But I really like the figure. It's very, very nice. And let's get right down to the one glaring problem. The face is very nicely detailed. I got no problems with the face. The paint is nice and clean. It's not splotched, or it's not chipping off anywhere. I mean, everything about the figure is done really, really well. The hand is very, very nice. The left hand, very nicely detailed. Lots of movement in the hand. And when we look at the right hand, wait a minute. Yeah, if we look at the right hand, lo and behold, look as I show you, my friends, they actually have put the wrong hand on the Iron Monger that I picked up. And wouldn't you know it, the one Iron Monger that they have in the store, the one Iron Monger I pick up, has to have the wrong hand. I don't know. It's clearly not a case where across the board all the Iron Mongers have this. I'm sure I was just lucky enough to get the one that has the wrong hand. So that is a bit of a shame. The only thing I can really do is have the hand probably upside down to kind of look like the other hand, but it does definitely look off. And that's so sad because it's such a nice looking figure too. In the way of his articulation, he has a ball jointed head that you can kind of move up and down, but more so left and right. He has the ball jointed shoulders, and what's nice is they've actually got this shoulder area, the shoulder pad area, as a separate piece, so it doesn't hinder moving the arms in and out and back and forth. You can rotate the bicep, you can bend the elbow, you can rotate the hand, and I like the fact that you can bend the hand in and out, especially on a figure this size. You can rotate the waist. You can bend the leg back and forth, in and out. Now, unfortunately, these legs are a little trickier because some of the, and it's the same really with Marvel Legends too, where it's slotted, you have to make sure the slot is on the outer side, so when you bend the figure's leg, you're going to bend it right and not break it off. So I have to kind of play around with it just to kind of get that joint on the outer side of the figure. But he does still swivel at the leg also. You can bend the knee, what looks to be a single point of articulation in the knee, and you can bend the feet. I think you can bend the feet. Probably really stiff on this figure. But you can also swivel the feet as well. It's really like this one leg here. This one leg seems to be giving me problems more than anything else, but this other leg you can easily move the feet back and forth, up and down. Alright, so in the way of what we can score this guy, he is a great figure. His paint is incredible, his sculpt is incredible. Unfortunately though, that one hand. Why oh why did I get the figure with the one wrong hand? At any rate though, this figure, despite its problem with his hand, I'm going to give this guy an 8 too. If you can find him, I don't know how rare he is, my friends, but if you can find him, I would say worth picking up. Especially if you have one of the other Iron Man figures, the smaller Iron Man figures. It makes for an interesting little diorama if you have the two of them set up together. So that was a toy spot. Today we're looking at the Iron Man 2 3-inch figures. This is the movie line, and today we're looking at the original Iron Monger. A really decent figure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more toy spots to come, and I'll see you guys next time.